Once there was a holy man who lived in a forest. He stayed there all alone in a small hut. He was a very kind and noble person who always enjoyed helping others. One night, a terrible storm swept through the forest, accompanied by heavy rain. The holy man was engrossed in his work when he heard a knock at the door. He opened the door, and before him stood a gentleman who said, "Sir, I am a hunter. I came to the forest to hunt, but this storm and heavy rain have made it impossible for me to continue. I cannot return home either. I am seeking shelter and would be grateful if you could let me stay the night." Without hesitation, the pious old man invited the hunter inside. He handed him a towel to dry off and offered him a cup of hot milk to drink. The hunter looked around the hut. It was small and contained only one small bed, just big enough for one person. "Sir, this is a very small hut, and there's hardly room for two people. How are we going to spend the night here together?" the hunter asked. The holy man replied, "Yes, this hut is small, very small indeed. But if one has the will, one can always manage." The hunter was satisfied with the answer and started drinking his milk. Then came another knock at the door, louder this time. The old man opened it and found a farmer seeking shelter. "Sir, I am a farmer. This heavy rain has left me stranded. I can't go home. Could you kindly provide me with shelter for the night?" The holy man welcomed the farmer inside and offered him a glass of milk. Now there were 3 men in the small hut. The farmer, surprised at the limited space, said, "Sir, this hut is already cramped with 2 people. How can we possibly fit 3?" The holy man calmly replied, "If we cannot sleep, we can at least sit together through the night. Space does not matter when there's goodwill." As the storm grew fiercer, there was another loud knock at the door. The farmer discouraged the old man from opening it, saying, "We already have no space for 3. How can we accommodate more people?" But the kind-hearted man replied, "When you knocked, I opened my door to you despite the lack of space. Imagine the plight of the person outside in this dreadful weather." He ignored the farmer's protests and opened the door. This time he found a mother with 2 small children, shivering in the cold. He immediately invited them inside and said to the farmer, "Now do you see what would have happened to these little ones if I had left them outside in this storm?" Ashamed of his selfishness, the farmer apologized to the holy man. "I am truly sorry, sir. I was selfish. Please forgive me. I promise never to act like that again." The group spent the stormy night together in the little hut. Despite the lack of space, they passed the time chatting and marveling at the kindness of their host. The pious old man set an example of great virtue, demonstrating the power of generosity and compassion in the face of adversity.